Hello, guys.
Hello.
Everybody.
Um, I think we have full Chrome here.
Oh,
Last week I didn't make a lot of progress in Crimson, aside from that I was working on some cleanups and try to think about the the test bench, how we should profile the uh, Crimson OSD, because Yingxin posted a very interesting comment on one of our PRs. I'm posting the URL in your chat. So I will try to increase the queue depth and increase the number of clients and try again to avoid such a problem mentioned by Yingxin. The worst case, I need to update CBT to saturate the workload of Crimson OSD instead, to avoid testing the client side, because our focus is the server side. I think that's me.
Windows Bench doesn't support multiple jobs, right?
No, so that's what I mean. In the worst case, I need to
Yeah.
update the CBT
Mhm.
to launch multiple clients. But
Yes.
if we could saturate the server side by increasing the queue depth, that would be great. That's me, Riddick.
Hello. Two areas in Crimson. First one is the discussion about input buffer factory. I learned I had to make some research for the sake of discussion with Avi, especially about the very detailed implementations of the user space IP TCP stack in Crimson. Basically, I went through interpreting the third frame we are PDK till the place where the get method of native source stream implementation retrieves it from the queue of TCP segments of parsed payload of TCP segments. And it turned out that in some cases, in some paths of executions, we actually do mem copy operation in the native stack. It was in cases where we are running a SeaStor application without providing it with a mount point to huge TLB FS. In that situation, you are going with memcopy. However, it's rather unusual. If somebody wants to go with very fast hardware, he will likely be able to provide a mount point to the huge TLBFS. And moreover, it turned out that SeaStor, which is very important change, SeaStor started requiring IOMMU, and because of that, they made obsolete those copy using paths. Starting requiring IOMMU is extremely important because of the security and safety considerations. Okay, we are losing support for some hardware sake of not treating Crimson or any other sister application as a kernel. It will preserve you with operating on physical addresses of your buffers. You are passing to DMA. That's a huge change. Another area was about RDMA. Aviv has proposed that we wouldn't need to take care about memcopy and DPDK performance in general if we can go with RDMA. And okay, instead we had like Tile Messenger, but it's stripped down. It's removed at the moment, and the sole facility we have is just a backend for InfiniBand, RDMA InfiniBand in Async Messenger. So it's not well. RDMA is very fragmented, and I believe we need to efficiently support broad set of hardware of technologies. So we still want to. We still want to have zero copy on the PDK path in native messenger, and I proposed an extension to input buffer factory to abstract the shuffling of the memory copy operation. For DPDK, we could just use std move. Another thing related to the CI/CD, I made a script and pushed it to GitHub. A script that will be used by Jenkins. It's basically a runner for vstart and Rados bench instances for testing. I assumed that at Jenkins we cannot use CBT. We don't want to use CBT. We don't have access to tautology. Later we could change that. There was some time ago there was idea of making a local runner of tautology jobs. We could leverage that, but it will be a much bigger effort. A script is a simple bash script should be good enough. I started working on pipelining the current make check bot to pass some artifacts to the job for CI/CD.
Ritek,
That's all
where
from my
will
side.
be the script located? Will it be part of
the directory?
a safe build? The script, I mean, for testing.
Yes, it's a script. At the moment, I put it to src crimson script. Crimson created a new directory, but if there is a better location, I will be really happy to switch over.
Okay, sounds good. Would it be better to put it under source/test? I think.
Okay.
And source/test/crimson, I think that would be better.
I see. Yep.
Because in
I will
long
move
term,
it there.
we would love to run it locally to bisect the performance problem. And it will be the first place we will search for the test scripts.
Hi, Redok.
Yes.
Do you mean that input buffer factory will also be used with native stack?
Yes, that's the point that Abi is really concerned about. He wants not only the uniformity at the level of interface, he also wants to have uniformity at the level of behavior. He wants the input buffer factory to be run also by native stack. Okay. Even initially, even at the trade-off of introducing a memcopy there. I want memcopies. Well, it's not so fortunate for us. I propose to abstract it to be able to replace with std move. That way, we still have some unnecessary at least one unnecessary allocation. But I hope that finally I will be able to push for just differentiating just introducing a separated variant of create just for a native stack. A variant of the create method, taking existing buffer, taking existing tag site temporary buffer. It will be very specific for those tags that already use temporary buffer somewhere inside for its process, like the PDK one.
Okay.
The basic idea, I think, is what Avi was saying is that he prefers commonality over and the standard behavior, common behavior over performance in this regard.
Yes.
Which is for us, it only makes sense because we probably won't see the regular kernel-based socket interface used where performance is important. So we can penalize this. It's okay to penalize this type of communication of path. That's my take from the discussion on the SeaStor.
Actually, the changes for kernels based stacks, for the POSIX stacks, actually won't hurt the performance anyhow. Just to summarize, the input buffer factory started as an effort to improve the performance of POSIX stack. It was made initially only for the POSIX stack, without hurting the DPDK anyhow. And it's even if you would all proposals from all requests from AVI, the performance for POSIX stack will be still superior. But we will introduce a mem copy for DPDK. So we will basically trade off some performance of the native stack for the sake of improving the POSIX stack. I'm trying to have both very good. I'm trying to have a superior performance for both stacks, DPDK based one and the POSIX one.
Okay, trading native stack performance for better POSIX stack performance.
Not a good option, to be honest. Avi thought that it's not so important because we would like to use because we would like to cover all our deployments using RDMA. But RDMA is basically a bag of different technologies, different protocols specific to even to some hardware vendors. Basically, it's very fragmented, and we want to have efficient. We want to be efficient over broad set of technologies.
Okay.
For kernel drivers, especially including IOU for DPDK, and in the future maybe even for RDMA. But we don't want to focus. But we don't want to prefer just one of those technologies. That's not the way we want to go. Sorry, Ronan, I believe you are muted.
No, I hear very clearly. Oh, oops, I hear very clearly.
Okay, what I was saying is that I think we should support RDMA. At least the two main variants of RDMA, we should be part of our task plan.
Yeah. Yes.
Yep, I agreed. Actually, in Messenger, we do support the RDMA embedded that is brought by the InfiniBand. However, I believe you will also want to have support for Ethernet based RDMA. I mean protocols like iWarp and Rocky.
Yes,
but it will be in the future.
I think Rocky is gaining a lot of momentum. I think that's what I learned. So probably we should.
Yeah, it's just Ethernet.
Yeah,
RDMA over Ethernet.
Yes.
You don't have InfiniBand with completely different technologies.
Yeah.
Ronan, how's it going?
What I did, I think you see, I sent everybody what I was trying to do this week, which was to create, to follow up on your email regarding error handling, and somehow to incorporate outcome and SeaStor into adding something to our framework. I think it makes sense to use these two primitives. One that is, like you said, is ignore errors and just pass everything on, and one is a fork on the value which is an outcome value, boost outcome or standard outcome value, and deciding what to do in the next phase on the same, introducing a fork and a merge in the future flow. Yeah, I saw your reply, Kefu. I'm just going over it. I should have used. I think you're right. I should have used the concepts as the part of the definition. It might have helped the compiler there. Other than that, this is what. Sorry.
I think probably the best way to find out which way we should go or what the primitive would look like is to use them to put it in practice to put it in implementation, because just to set up the framework and leave it as it is won't help, right?
Yeah, I agree
Yes.
on that one. The best way to identify whether the sort of flow is convenient to use is to just like add it to a patch.
Yeah,
my guess is that
idea.
Keith is going to hit that like real soon now. You're implementing the read and write path, right?
Yes.
So that's going to need to
write
handle,
path. Replica,
yeah, that's going to start to need to handle error propagation from object store, and that's going to be kind of I think the like best example or the most representative example of what we'll have to do a lot.
Okay.
Alternately, something in the messenger would be good too. There are a bunch of error paths in the messenger that are relevant.
Ready? Could you read
I think
some?
so. Yeah.
Yeah. Could you read some examples so we can start?
Yeah, in socket messenger, when it, or sorry, not the messenger. I'm sorry, the mon client. When the mon client gets like the normal pathway when it's talking to all three monitors is that one of them wins and the other two's futures get canceled. So there's some error handling in that chain. So that I think in particular would be great to clean up. That would be a great patch.
Yeah.
It's been the source of some bugs too.
Okay,
I'll respond to the email tomorrow and like point you at what I'm talking about.
Good, and if you can pinpoint it, I can
Indeed.
try to. Okay, and good, thanks.
I think it would be great if we can refactor existing code by using the new primitive. That would be better.
Yeah, it's even better than adding it to the right path because that's a little further out.
Yes.
Okay, good. And the other thing that happened for me is that I got okay from my managers to go and sit in Radek office for a week. And this is what we are planning to do. I'm going to fly over and just pastor him until I got enough experience with writing new functionality to code. I got the okay last night, so we start planning this in the next few days.
That's cool. Poznan will welcome you.
Good, thank you. So that's on my side.
Sam?
Nothing much on Crimson. I've been working on a RocksDB SeaStor mystery.
Anything?
Okay. Last week I fixed some bugs related to Messenger, and I tested with Rados Bench. I also noticed that the Crimson OSD triggers the branches of loose list policy in Crimson Messenger, so it causes some assertion errors. So I'm going to implement this loose list policy and I currently start to understand the handshake with the global sequence and connection sequence, and I'm going to clean up the logins in the protocol v2 and try to understand the handshake with the cleaned logins, and I will send out the updated login later. And I also noticed, I don't know if it is a bug, because I saw when a frame is storing an unsigned 32-bit integer, like the auth request that has unsigned 32-bit integer, when it stores unsigned 0 and it later reads out unsigned 1. I don't know how it happened. I'm still debugging into it. But if it happens, it really happens, it also applies to async messenger, right? Because it is.
Could you pinpoint the place where it does it, or you find it by observation?
Let me see. I'm trying to hex dump the content of the auth request frame, and I'm still looking at it. I can send out my current result later in email. So what I'm seeing is it stores 0 but later read out as 1 from another side.
Or you can do some TCP dump to see what the package looks like over wire.
Yeah. That's all.
Thank you. Any questions?
A question regarding tools. Do we have a general tool for parsing, like a sniffer for parsing our packets, protocol v2 packets?
Every once in a while, someone fixes Wireshark, but I don't think it's been fixed for version 2 yet.
Okay, there is version 1 there for.
From once upon a time, but the internals of the protocol actually changed quite a bit, so I doubt that it even works in version 1 anymore. But there is one. So there's
written in C or in Lua, if I recall correctly. Wireshark also supports Lua.
Sorry?
Was the Wireshark plugin written in C?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I never interacted with it. The truth is, it's always been easier for me to just add code to the code base. But that's not great for support. It would be good if there were a protocol v2 version.
Hi, Kefu. I'm come back.
Oh. Hello, Timmy. Welcome to back. How's it going?
Good.
Hope you have a great time.
Yeah. And I'm starting go back working on the alien stall, and I try to build the blue stall within the Crimson OS because there are some conflictions macro definition. So I try to find out a way to solve it, to build the Crimson environment and the traditional environment together. Maybe I need to add additional macro definition to identify if it is in the Crimson or in the traditional. So still has the build error, so I'm just fixing it, fix it.
I think that's effective. It's a mess to consolidate
so
different words.
Yes, so before we separated these two environments, but currently we have to combine them together.
Yeah, not to mention the two common library. One is Ceph common, another Crimson common. That could be very difficult to tackle with them. Let me know if you run any problem. I will try to help you.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, just that you know I'm back.
Sure, welcome back. And see you guys next week. And have a good time.
Good time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
You.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.